He's always helping out the ladies. That's what he's doing. And but his lead gig, he's the pitching coach for the Lake Country Dockhounds as well. And then, and I'm going to start with Wags, just a personal conversation between you and I. And I know you're not in studio today, but I thought that we would be awash with Matthew's bow swag today, because the third part of the show had a little road trip. Guess what? I don't have a hat. I don't have a shirt. I don't have a pen. I don't have a cocktail napkin. How about you? Do you have anything for Mr. Tasker?
I got nothing from him. He didn't bring me a hat. He didn't bring me a T-shirt. He just showed a photo of his experience, and I never got any.
Okay, so I just first want to let you guys know that we were not allowed to buy anything on site that day. I have a voucher to be able to buy whatever I'd like afterwards.
Right.
So I'm happy to do that. Yeah, I there was not actually really anything that was given out for swag. I got a couple stickers.
But they had a gift shop, right?
It. No, we couldn't buy anything on site. So I saw where everything got shipped out.
All right.
You know, it's interesting. I don't really understand this because they say they're not a direct-to-consumer brand.
Right.
Like, you have to go through a dealer to get a bow and all of that stuff. But, like, you can buy merch from them. Like, you could buy a sweatshirt from them. So why couldn't – so they don't actually have, like, a gift shop, okay I guess is really what it is. I mean, I saw where everything was made.
Okay.
You know, I first want to just start with this is that I kind of mentioned this last week, Tim, and Wags, I can't remember if you were a part of this or not, but, you know, 15 years ago, 18 years ago, little Eric working at Shields never would have thought that this experience was something that was coming down the pipe. And first, I just want to say thank you to our friends at HHA Sports, who extended the invite. And, you know, Paul Wagner, unfortunately, you were not able to attend because you were on work duty and pitching duty. But they were kind enough to, you know, bring me along. And this time, Wags, I actually did shoot my bow with the guys. And I have to tell you that we went to this place. It's called God's Country Stick and String. Okay. And if you were in the western part of the state, or if you just want to take a trip.
I told you that's where I grew up. My parents live in Sparta.
Yeah, and so this was just like 20 minutes south of Sparta.
Okay. So that would be towards Leon and that way? Yeah.
Yes.
Did you go through Melvina?
I did not quite get there.
I mean, you know what Melvina is?
I saw the signs for it,
Frogtown, USA.
Frogtown, USA.
Yeah,
okay, I did not know that.
They have their big deal, Wags, is the frog jumping competition every year.
Oh.
Yeah.
And that like I'm seeing that everywhere online right now, by the way.
I grew up in the sawdust piles of Melvina.
Okay.
As my dad and his buddies would win not only the softball championships of the tournament, Frogtown days, but also the beer drinking trophy at the same time. Yeah. The memories.
You know what else they have there?
What?
Tim, you know what else they have there? They have that 4th of July parade. Or that little
yes.
That little 4th of July
yes,
parade.
it is the
what they do? Yes, and you know what you do? You buy a plate, a paper plate, and you pay $5 for it. You can buy as many as you want. And you put these paper plates anywhere you want on the route. And if a horse or an animal of choice has to relieve themselves,
I forgot about this.
Plate, you win.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think it's in Melvina or Leon. They also have a parade where the floats are parked, and you drive by. They don't drive by you. You drive by them.
Wow.
I love our state.
Here.
I love our state, yes. Frogtown Days, Melvina, Wisconsin. Leon, they're all kind of there on, is that 27 or 16 that heads out of town?
27.
Pastor's got to contain his thoughts. So
well,
it's 27.
I'm battling the internet over here, and I can't pull up the actual location of this place. But So we go to this God's Country Stick and String, is what it's called. They have 200 acres. It's a husband and wife that bought this place up in the bluffs, and they've got this
beautiful,
gorgeous terrain for this property that they have. They have a 3-mile loop with 50 targets in total, and there was about 100 of us. So this was HHA's biggest event of these missions that they do.
For those who don't know, tell us what HHA stands for.
Harry Ham Archery, I believe.
Okay.
But HHA Sports is a sight manufacturer that is based out of Wisconsin. And
we should reset, too. If you weren't with us last week, you were in Sparta, Wisconsin, right?
Correct.
That area, Monroe County?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's where Matthews Bows is located, correct?
The leader in archery.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, it's right there, yeah. He went to the Mecca, Wags.
Yeah,
he went to the Mecca. And we didn't get a damn T-shirt.
I know. I didn't either. So I don't know. I don't know what you want from me. Yeah. So thank you, Wags. It's actually in Norwalk.
Norwalk, Norwalk,
is.
Kendall.
Yeah.
Coming back to me now.
So they have this gorgeous property, and it's just a bunch of people that get together and they go out and they shoot their bows, and it's a very like faith and fellowship forward kind of weekend, and it's for first responders, and Chris has really kind of devoted his life now to helping first responders develop a passion for archery and have an outlet that is a positive outlet for people. And, they told a story. Part of this whole event is to try and establish new, what they call outposts, where they work with first responders across the country, not just in Wisconsin, but across the entire U.S., and to set up an archery shop to work with, say, the Brookfield PD or the Madison PD or whoever that would be across the country, that they have a space where they can go and shoot their bow so that they have a place to kind of refresh their mind and kind of like do that archery therapy that I love to do and that so many archers love to do. And it's their way of helping kind of cope with the trauma of their job and to just really establish kind of like a healthy hobby for these first responders. Super, super cool. So there was 100 of us. I happened to just be invited for the VIP day and, got to meet a bunch of people from all over the place. A sheriff deputy from Buffalo County, some guys from Brookfield, actually. And it was so cool to do that because you could just see that I was not the only one with a sense of like wonder and amazement of what Matthews Archery actually is. And I will give you this. So if you think about like the leader in any category, and we'll just talk about archery, for example, in their low tide of the year, they make 100 bows per day. In their high tide of the year, as they're starting to roll out, I think they said August was the time frame where they start to actually make an assembly line for their new launches in November. In their high tide of the year, they make a bow every 4 minutes. They make 400 bows a day.
Wow.
And it's just incredible to watch. And they have all of these different quality checks, and they have all of these different things that they kind of have to go through. And I just heard that number and I thought there's no way. And then you see these people working, and there's 8 people on one portion of the assembly line trying to, double check things and make sure that like tuning is right and just some of that stuff, kind of quick, quality checks. And then they have, so they have their own line of strings that they do. They make 1 million sets of strings a year for people replacing their bowstrings, all different sizes. If you want a custom color or whatever that is, they make 1 million of those a year. I mean, it's just crazy numbers to think about.
And, I was just there. I drove past it. it's funny. When you were there on Saturday.
Yeah.
I was there, not with you and Matthews, but
Yeah.
I was in Sparta. I drove right past the plant.
Yeah. Yeah, like River Road or whatever it is. Yeah.
The thing is, Wags, when you see this, it's kind of like if you've ever gone through, what is it, Marshall or Trek bicyclists, right? Okay, you see, I mean, you're like, wow, it's here? And it's the same thing with this. Unless you know what Matthews is about, you would just see this, and it's not huge.
It's a very bland storefront.
Yes.
Like headquarter front.
Yes.
You know, it's just a very bland Matthews Inc. On the front. Wags, I just sent you the picture. It's so funny that it's like. Wags, I think we had the same kind of impression of HHA, where you just walk in, it's an industrial building, you don't really think much of it, and all of a sudden you're like, holy crap, this is the pinnacle of archery here. Yeah. And this is what it is. It's a very, very well built layout of everything. They have, so much thought that gets put into it. They have a 100-yard they have a 100-yard outdoor range where they have like elevation. It's like built into a bluff side where they have elevated shots that they can do, and anybody from their staff can go out and shoot on their lunch break or after work or before. When the weather's bad, they have a 50-yard indoor range that they can go in. They can shoot whenever they want with targets and everything set up. It's just incredible. I mean, it just was like an archer's paradise to have a job like that where you could just be exposed to it and all of that. And I think that's probably all I can tell you because I had to sign an NDA when I walked in the door.
So here's the crazy thing. Wags, let me throw this in real quick, okay, as a tidbit about – it's not I guess maybe you could call it my hometown. My parents lived there in Sparta, Wisconsin. Yeah. If you know anything about guitars and high-end acoustic guitars, McPherson is one of the best out there.
Yeah.
McPherson guitars are manufactured in Sparta, Wisconsin.
Next door.
Yeah. Next door to Matthews Bows is McPherson guitars. And Sparta is a town of about 20,000, maybe?
Something like that.
Something like that. It's crazy, Wags. Just crazy.
So, Wags, I'm sure you're putting two and two together. Matt McPherson of Matthews Archery and McPherson Guitars is also Matt McPherson.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. And what's good, you look at it, the top bows. Let's just say we go Matthews, Hoyt, which is in Utah. They're made in Salt Lake City. Let's go PSE. I think that's in Arizona. Bear is down in Florida. Now we have Matthews in Wisconsin. We have Vortex that we've talked about. Rifle, we just talked earlier that Henry Rifles were moving their manufacturing headquarters
just north of Eau Claire.
Just north of Eau Claire, yeah.
And it's nice to see the Wisconsin, even small cities, employing smaller communities, getting the whole community involved in the development of products that are sold not necessarily just in Wisconsin, but sold nationwide. And that's where you look at it. What's bringing these companies or keeping, besides family, friends, what is keeping Matthews, let's just throw this out there, keeping Matthews in Wisconsin, not moving to maybe a tax-friendly area, or what's the TIF rate, or what's going on? There's something here, and that's something to be looked at, because that's pretty intriguing how companies like this that are becoming large-scale in the general public across the country are staying here or moving to Wisconsin.
Yeah, it's really cool. How lucky are we that we have all of these major brands? I mean, we had Nick from Faradyne on, and he's way up in northern Wisconsin. I mean, we have so many big, huge brands in the outdoors that it's just so cool that we have them right in our backyard.
Well, I think part of it too, Wags, is that the internet has changed everything.
Yeah.
And the fact that you do not have to go into a big box store to buy stuff anymore. You can go online, you can shop online, you can view stuff. What happens is the global economy does not have to have a global scale to succeed. You can do it at a small, because the way you can ship, the way you can buy stuff online, it's just, in a way, it's become a boom for small communities.
Yeah.
You don't have to move away to be big. You just don't.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, Matthews is a great example of that. HHA is a great example of that. Trek is a great example of that. I mean, they're all super
the Duck
small
Commander guys were,
communities.
a small community that blew up too. So,
Right. And, Wags, didn't Chris say something about, the ease of logistics, or was that at Vortex that they had kind of brought that up, where the ease of logistics being centrally located in the U.S. made it easy for them to kind of go east, west, or south, that it was advantageous that way for them too. I swear we heard that from somewhere.
And you look at it, okay, speaking geographically, right there you got Minneapolis, you got Milwaukee, Chicago. You're in the Midwest. You're in the so-called hunting. I understand that there's hunting and outdoor down in Florida, and Texas is big, and Arkansas, and duck hunting and stuff like that. But if you're right here, I don't know. I don't remember that conversation, but if you really look, they're right there to either ship, experiment, shoot, do whatever you want. You can pretty much get a whole realm of whatever new product or enhanced product that you want right here. You can be like boots on the ground and figure it out.
Well, I-90, they're literally 10 minutes off the interstate where the plant is.
Yeah.
So, ease of access.
It's so weird to me.
I bet you when Henry has picked their spot, and I don't know where it is.
Yeah.
But I'm assuming it's probably close to the interstate, too.
It's got to be.
Because you can run right across all the way through Minnesota, runs through the Dakotas, all that way.
Yeah.
It just makes sense, from what they're doing. So
yeah, it's so funny because I was, kind of as I was approaching the exit, I'm like, okay, well, I'm 2 minutes away. I'm probably going to I knew what the front of the business looked like because, you look at it on Google Maps or whatever. And I pull off and I'm like, okay, I'm 2 minutes away. I'm 1 minute away. Here I'm approaching. Here I see people outside. They're waiting, congregating. I'm like, this is it?
Yeah.
I'm like, what in the world?
Told you,
this is it?
I told you, it's like gold and silver pawn in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Same kind of thing. You walk in like, this is it? Well, it's just a pawn shop.
And the other real quick.
Country Dock Hounds. Wags, give us an update. What's going on with the team? How's the week been? What you doing this weekend? I'm sure you're chasing the ball someplace, right?
Yeah, you know what? The first thing I wanted to talk about is over that break when Tasker sent me a picture of Matthews. And I didn't know what the building was, so I'm trying to listen to what he's saying and how to envision it. And when the picture pops up, I'm like, no. It reminds me of the dentist office that I pull into like a drilled on or something like that. So first I'm like, no.
I thought he was going to say a funeral home. That's what I thought he was going to say.
Oh, geez, yeah. Yeah, it's funny.
But, so we're home. We're home this weekend, and then we got a game tomorrow at 1 o'clock. We have a day off, and then we head out west to Sioux City, and then I believe we go to Fargo. But this weekend, again, returning of the Flying Monkeys. They're here all weekend. Oh, yeah. These are the characters from The Wizard of Oz, the first screened in Oconomowoc. We just had the drone show on Friday night. We have Scarecrow bobblehead Saturday. This is a really good weekend if you're the Wizard of Oz. We have concerts going on tonight after the game and pregame. And then Sunday we have the local farmers market, which is a first for us. We've never had that before, but they have come to us, approached us, the Dock Hounds, and said, hey, with the crowd that you bring in on a Sunday morning, can we do that? And so the farmers market will be in the parking lot at the Dock Hound Stadium tomorrow. So again, this weekend's great. Moving forward, DockHounds.com, everything is on there. We talked earlier this week, or on Friday, I talked with Zabin, and Zabe's a little bit, I don't know, he thinks he can Google everything and get all the answers, and he was looking for our record.
Don't we all?
Unfortunately, it looks like...
How do you think we put this show together each week? On the fly, we're Googling things. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So it looks like the DockHounds.com website is for ticket packages, all your entertainment, and what's going on around the ballpark. But to see what our record is and how we're doing, you actually have to go to the American Association website. That gives our record. We're 13-10. We're a game out of first place, but everything like that. But the DockHounds.com website gives you everything.
Okay, all right. So I'm going to try this. We'll see how it works, okay? Here we go. Are you ready, Wags? Are you ready for your news segment? Here we go.
Yeah.
It's time now for Tailgate Talk News. Filling in for Eric Tasker, here's co-anchor Paul Wagner. How'd that work?
Special guest.
That work?
Special guest on scene.
Special guest commentator.
Reporting from the field.
Wagner's disappointed.
So why are you disappointed today? It's rare that we get a text from Wags that has show content in it, and then it says, we need to talk about this.
Yeah.
So you're hot about something. The floor is yours, buddy. Go for it.
Okay. Ding, ding, ding. CWD, obviously something that has been mentioned across the country. We are concerned about it. No baiting in certain counties, et cetera, et cetera. That is fine. But now they are going to ban urine-based scents.
What?
Urine-based scents. And I don't understand that. I get it if you believe in fair chase and you believe that's an artificial whatever. But that should be separate from CWD. Urine-based scents, they do not go around licking urine off of the ground, I don't believe. And if you don't put your urine-based scents in a bait pile or you just use it so the wind blows it, generally your wick sticks hang from a tree or they're ground, you drag them on your feet, but the wind blows them around. That's a scent to bring in the animal. I don't see the case where that would be a cause or a concern for the spread of CWD. Just one opinion.
I don't think that I personally have never seen a deer go up and lick one of the sticks, the cotton sticks or whatever those are that they're actually doing that. The other thing with that, all of those urine-based scents, aren't they tested? I don't know if you know that or not, Wags, but I believe they're all certified and tested before they can be bottled and sold. So what would I don't understand where the thought behind that comes from.
Does the word agenda apply here? Maybe two words. Hidden agenda. Does that apply here, perhaps?
Yeah. So what are you alluding to, Tim?
Well, Wags, how did you start this conversation? How'd you start your rant? What did you refer to?
CWD.
Right. We understand that, but there has to be there has to be another reason behind this, right? Has to be
fair hunt, fair
chase.
Fair chase. You were talking about fair chase.
Fair chase.
Right.
Yeah.
So who's to say, and again, I'm just speculating, okay, that perhaps somebody got in somebody's ear and said, hey, I think you should be aware of this too. And so that you lump them all together. I mean, is it? I'm just crazy, Wags. That's what it is. I'm just nuts. You know, everything is fair and above board when it comes to government control. Correct?
But you are right. You are right, because when Task said that, they do. They actually, some of these companies claim that the urine is actually extracted from. If it's doe and estrus, it's actually taken from them. And you're right, Eric. Those animals have been tested for CWD, so CWD would not be in any of these samples. So it should be a clean urine-based sample, because all of the protocols for all of these scents and baits have to go through extensive, testing. So we know they're not a CWD tested animal.
The other thing too, Task, you sent us a story, was it from the state of Tennessee? Mm-hmm. So after I read that, I said, wait a minute, this is a Wisconsin thing.
Yeah.
Because Tennessee, it's like, no, let's roll, right?
Yeah, I don't think it's
share the details on that.
Yeah, I don't think that CWD is as prevalent in Tennessee, at least from the handful of stories that I read. That's the way that it reads to me, is that it's not as present and it's kind of still on the front end of it expanding. Okay, so in just the recent few months, in the new proposal for licensing fees and just some of that stuff, where there would be essentially 100% increase on in-state or non-resident tags for hunting, Tennessee's kind of put a different spin on it. And it kind of answers without actually answering the question of how come you can go to a Fleet Farm, Menards, Cabela's, Gander Mountain, whatever, and you can buy minerals and you can buy feed and you can buy all of these things. But all but 3 counties in the state of Wisconsin, it's actually illegal to bait. Okay. So in the state of Tennessee, they came up with an idea that has already passed. It's not eligible for this year. It will go into effect for the 2026 hunting season, of charging a surcharge of $50 on top of your typical hunting fees, your hunting tags, for the legal right to hunt over bait piles. So even though they have an expanding CWD issue, they're like, you know what, we're going to capitalize on this. And I think without actually saying it, we know people are using bait anyways. Why don't we just capitalize on a revenue stream here, charge an additional $50 for it, and they're okay to do that then? I love that idea.
I do too. Wags, here's the thing I'm going to ask you, okay? On this show, was it last fall? Maybe it was last spring. We had the dude on from up north that is a food plot expert. Remember?
Yeah.
The seed guy, the feed guy,
Yep.
whatever, right?
Yep.
Isn't you grow a food plot specifically to attract deer, correct?
Right.
Isn't a food plot, in a way, could it be considered a form of baiting? Because that's what you're growing it for. You're growing it specifically to attract deer. So what's the difference between that or spreading seed, feed, a salt block, whatever the case might be? In my mind, and tell me I'm wrong, and that won't be the first time, that a food plot is a bait, isn't it?
It's such a slippery, like once you open up that Pandora's box in regards to baiting, you could go all the way down the line on stuff, because you could say, hey, is this the farmer that leaves his crop out past a certain date?
Yes.
These farmers will leave. They'll leave those 3 or 4 rows out there for deer hunting. They will do that. So you're right. So now all of a sudden, where do you draw the line in the sand? Because you technically, the food plot out here, yeah. Do I want it for deer? Yeah. Do I see rabbits and squirrel and turkey and other animals using it? Yeah, of course I do. But the main purpose is for the deer and
Keeping the deer bellies full.
Listen, I know specifically, I grew up with it, that whether it was our farm, it was the guy across the road, down the road, you usually left. You didn't pick that last field of corn, the one that wink that ran along the woods. You always picked that late, and it wasn't because it was wet. Hello, why did you think so? This has been going. I just throw my hands up in the air.
I saw something, I think it was 2 years ago. Lee and Tiffany, from The Crush, their big TV show that they have,
right.
They actually said something about that there's actually a guideline for farmers that they're supposed to do everything that they can to actually pick the crops. Like, they can't just knock it down and leave it knocked over. Like, they have to at least put the effort forward of doing that. And so I love harvest season coming into deer season.
I just couldn't get to that field.
Because I don't know how many times I saw one of these videos of like a guy filming his wife in the tractor out in the or out in their field, and he's like, "Oh, wife hit the wrong button on the dump trailer again," or like some sort of play on that, and it's like, "Oh, weird, there's your deer stand."
You never thought never ever did anyone ever carry a rifle in a combine during the season?
Right.
Never.
Right.
Never, ever happened. No.
Oh, that's
Those
so
stories
funny.
are so over-exaggerated.
It's
all myth. It is. It is.
But, okay, so there is a CWD thing, and they're trying to restrict it more. And then we have states like Tennessee who are like, we're just going to capitalize on this revenue stream. And I'll tell you what,
YOLO.
I wasn't mad about paying. I wasn't happy about paying $48 or $40 or whatever for my archery tag if this new price increase actually goes through. If you told me you pay $80 for the ability to hunt over bait piles and to be able to actually feed and do all of that, there's just something about it. It'd be the easiest card swipe that I'd ever do, and not even complain about it.
I mean, again, we don't want to make light of a bad situation, but we ran through the CWD numbers a couple of weeks ago on the show. It's obviously there; it's not going away,
right?
But I don't know we have to be aware of it. We have to be vigilant, but I don't know if it's as big as some people wanted to make it out to be. And that's where I get to Wags into the agendas and the hidden agendas and the causes and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's I like going back to that farmer issue because I remember when someone told me like an acre of corn produces like 175 bushels. So I remember he said something like, I make about $1,000 an acre. So is it worth, if I got an acre of corn for $1,000 and I'm going to leave it out there so I can shoot a big deer? I mean, hey, Grandpa, please leave that. Well, how much are you going to give me?
Yeah.
Figure out how much you're going to give me, because if that's, it's not like you're making $100 an acre. But if at 100, those bushels are bringing in you $5-6 a bushel, that's $1,000, let's just say. And heck, my farmers here, I say, hey, can you leave that corn over there south of my property? Nope.
Yeah. Or at least, hey, give me a heads up when you're cutting it.
Or start peeling off
They do that.
I know you've got a pretty good relationship with those guys.
Start peeling off that Major League Baseball pension money, Wags, and then they'll talk to you, right? Is that how that works? Something like that?
Yeah.
Hey, we're up against it for this segment. Wags, I know you got to run, so let's real quick, let's talk about, again, just to reiterate, Doc Hounds, you got stuff going on this weekend. It's Flying Monkeys Day. You've got all kinds of crazy stuff going on. Website is the best place to get the information right.
So we have a lot going on here with the Brewers this upcoming week. Crazy, so that's exciting.
We love the Brewers.
So if you are also going to be doing a lot with the Brewers this week and you need some brats or you would like to take advantage of this new monthly meat deal, right. For June, it's 2 fresh homemade beer and onion brats. I think we're kind of getting into their summer swing where it's just going to be, there's going to be a variety of brats every month.
So I forgot to tell you this.
Oh.
So I can't remember how long ago, but you gave me some jalapeno cheddar brats.
Yeah.
Threw them in the freezer. My wife, lovely Dawn, was cleaning out the freezer. She said, you need to eat these.
Okay.
I threw them on the Blackstone.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. They've been in there for probably, a couple of months. They're frozen. They were still so good. They were just delicious. I think that's my new flavor now. That's my new jam.
Yeah.
That jalapeno cheddar was so good. Such a good brat.
So you can take advantage of that with the beer and onion brats this month. So 2 of those, 2 fresh center cut boneless.
You know what that means? You don't have to boil them then, because you've got the beer and the onion inside, right?
I guess, yeah.
I'm still boiling. I'm a guy that loves to boil them in beer.
A whole or cut up chicken, a pound of ground chuck, and 2 chicken patties, $20.25. I didn't realize this, but they have an entire recipes section on their website too.
Really?
So if you're looking for different things, like I'm looking at their flyer right now, they've got a honey mustard chicken recipe. That's their recipe of the month. So they've got directions, ingredients, everything that you might need right there on the website. And, don't forget their website also has listed, I think it was WAMP, Wisconsin area meat processor awards.
Yes.
They've got a handful. I think it was about 10 different awards that they won for just top-notch quality things that they have to offer. So as you're heading out to the Brewers, or if you're just firing up the grill at home, stop by Bunzel's, grab yourself something good, and it's all fresh, locally sourced meat.
Yeah.
So,
folks, if you're in the Madison area listening to us on 1070 The Game coming down this weekend, swing by Bunzel's and pick up some brats or hot dogs or whatever it is, and it will be well worth the trip.
Yeah.
And you know what? Maybe just go to the website.
Yeah.
And then you can order in advance. Just pick them up when you get there.
Yeah, and you can do that. You can order right through their website. You can just pick it up. They make it super easy.
So I got to share this before we wrap this show up today. It is how not to do something.
Oof.
So
this is gonna be good.
I have two Blackstones. I have the big one. I have the small one. Right. Small one is the one that we carried in the RV. So when we sold the RV, the big one, the Class C, the monster, not Class C, but the Class A, the big one, I had it in a tote, and I just put it in the storage shed. So this weekend, we're going down to see the Brewers tomorrow, take on the Padres. And so I pull it out this week, and I took the top off.
Oh.
And I looked at it, and I went, you idiot.
Oh, Jesus.
So when I took it out, like several months ago, I said, okay, I got to clean this really good before I put it away for the winter.
Yeah.
I never did.
Oof. And what does it look like?
It's a little crusty.
So I think they call that seasoning.
Yeah. My wife was coming out with a bucket of soap and water, and I looked at her and I go, nah, not tonight.
We're gonna need more than that.
I may end up taking it to the car wash and power wash this sucker to get it clean.
Yeah.
She's like, what did you do? And I go, and I started to say it, and she goes, you forgot to clean it, didn't you? And I go, yeah. I said, I think there's things growing in here. And so, so my lab project, which is my Blackstone, I have Operation Blackstone later today to save it. So,
okay, well, good luck with that. I mean,
so
people do it all the time as cast iron top, so
it's fine.
you can get her going again.